Record. Fantastic. So we can be able to watch this over if you haven't made it, or if you want to redo this yourselves as well. Okay, so this is number 3 in our new series of 30-minute sessions on how to get more value out of CalcRisk. Okay, so some of you might have this module, not use it. Some of you might have this module and use it all the time, and you want to maybe use it better, or just make sure that you're using it all accurately, I suppose, and all the different parts to it as well. Okay, so I'm going to pop in and I'm going to run through some of the 3 sections here. If I can just share my screen. So there we go. We've got the basics, integration and reporting. Okay. So this is the same structure we've been using with the other Getting More Out of CalcRisk webinars. And there'll be another one coming up in a few weeks or in a month about, and I'll tell you about that as well. So first of all, we're going to look at the basics of the third-party module. So I'll just show you the form and how to add third parties. Just very simply pop into third-party module. And then I'm going to show you the integration. So obviously, when we've got a third party, we want to link it to risks, monitoring processes, and fourth parties. You can also link it to tasks, but I'm sure we all know how to use a task module at this stage. But anyway, I'm going to pop through those 4 sections there today. And then my last bit is going to be on reporting. So of course, we've done all this work. We want to get it back out of the system as well and show you how to export it out and report it to any boards or any committees that you need to report it to. So first of all, I'm just going to pop through this little graphic here. So most of you, if you've been on any of Jerry's webinars or any of our webinars before, you would have seen this graphic before. And this actually gives you an idea of how all of the modules are integrated together. Okay, so you've got your you've got your third parties there in the middle, and then you can see that it's connected to monitoring and then down to risks and down to tasks as well. Okay, so you can see all of those together. And I'm going to show you how to link all those together and how to kind of add them together as well. So just one of these reports, the first one I'm going to show you is a third party summary, the 4-in-1. So I'm actually going to run through all of these reports in the system, show you how you can kind of get them, I guess, and then show you all the different work, all the different linkages that we've done and pop them in there as well. Okay, so it's similar to the RMO report. If anybody has seen that before, it's got loads of different sections in it, but it's all the one report kind of coming together. Okay, so the screenshot here is just one of some risks that would be linked to a third party. Okay, and then the other one I'm going to show you here is the third party register, so the CBI format. Okay, so we've created this report based off the CBI format. So, and I'll show you how the form looks on the third party page as well. So all of our fields, all of our custom fields are based off the CBI format. Now we can do, if we've got anyone from the UK or Northern Ireland, we can do that for other regulators as well. We just need a little bit of extra help, I guess, with that one. Okay, so we can do that for you. So what I'm going to do is just pop into the system because that's the best way to show it. And I'm just going to go into a third party that I've kind of already created here, and Jerry's helped me out with this one as well. Okay, so this is just a basic third party form here, and all I've done to find it is gone to third parties and the third party list, and that brings me into this form here. Okay, so there's a few little drop downs and text boxes. There's a lot going on here. There's actually 27 custom fields. So if you're aware of the rest of the modules in the system, there's custom fields are basically that you get to name what the custom fields are called, and then you get to decide what's in the drop down as well. Okay, so we've got 27 of those in this form, which is the most in any of our other modules. Okay, so that's what I'm going to pop through now. So we've got some, first of all, the point of contact details here as well. So they're actually hidden when you first pop in. So you might have noticed that I opened them up by clicking the little arrow here. These point of contact details are the point of contact in the third party themselves. Okay, so in this particular one, in the IT Service Provider Limited, that's one of my ones there. Okay, so that's your custom fields there. And then you've got your category of service here. This is the second drop down. That's actually quite a new one here. So you can see here that we have category already, and then we've got category of service, just to bring it down a little bit into further detail and to differentiate all of the different categories of service there as well. And then I'm just going to pop down into some new ones here. So these ones have only recently been added. I've got my country codes here, okay? And this one's quite a useful one because the country codes are already populated for you. Okay, so you've got the country parent, you've got the country contract, and then you've got the country perform. I'm just going to show you something kind of cool that I learned only a few days ago. But here you can have multiple country codes, okay? And what you can do is separate them by semicolon, which it says here. What I'm actually just going to pop in is the UK one, and I'm going to do it wrong, okay? So basically, if you're not sure what the country code is, you can actually just click save here. And it will error out on me basically, so it won't save for me. And all you have to do is click the country codes here, and this little link brings you to a list of all of them here. So then I can go down. So I wanted the United Kingdom. If I just go all the way down to the United Kingdom down here, and we can see that it's actually GB, not UK, which is fair enough. So all I have to do is close that out and then fix my little error down here, and it will save for me. Okay, and that's as simple as it is. So that brings us there. So that's quite useful. So instead of an ordinary error, it tells you exactly what's wrong and basically how to fix it, I guess, as well. And then what I mentioned earlier as well is that all of these custom fields in this particular demonstration are from based on CBI requirements, but there's actually a few extra that you can with more details as well. So you can actually, some of them are free here as well. And then just a couple of ones here as well. So this one right here, so I've actually just said that it's a named section, so you can customize this one. And this just means that this section, whole section is yours as well, which isn't in anywhere else in the system. So that's why the third parties module is quite unique. Okay, so that's the third parties form. You can see here that I'm going to run through all of these buttons. I'm going to run through some risks, monitoring, processes, and fourth parties. You can see as well here, you can add the documents module, or sorry, you can link documents, and you can link tasks as well and add tasks to your third party. What I'm actually just going to pop through is the risk section. So if I just click risks here, you can see on the badge, there's already 7 risks linked to this particular third party. Okay, so you can actually see them all listed down here. You can also see their levels of residual risk as well. Okay, so all I need to do to link one is just choose my data protection one, for example, here. So that's my category. And then I've got my list of risks within that category in here. So deficient privacy notices, and I'm just going to, I've already chosen that one. Anyway, I'm going to link it, and then you've got ones that's linked up there. Perfect. So it does actually give you a little bit of a hint if it's been linked before. So that's how you link the risk there. What I'm just going to show you as well briefly in the risk module as well, okay, is that some of you may be aware that we have an outsourcing portfolio, so an outsourcing category. And I'll just show it to you here. If I just click in here, we actually have a set of about 17 to 19 risks. Okay, so based on your requirements. And these are all of these risks basically. So if you want these risks, we can give them out to you. So you can just email the help desk and we'll tell you all about them. As well, you can repeat some of these risks. Okay, so if I were to just show you one of these risks here, you can see that it is the failure to ensure the effective governance and oversight of outsourcing arrangements. And then if you click in here, you can see all these questions are pre-populated as well. So if you know our system, you know what these mean. So these actually are related to your residual risk level here. So just by answering these, you can reduce it. You can see that some of these are for basically overview questions, I guess, as well. So what you can do for some of these risks is you can actually repeat a risk and then pop in the details of your third party here. So you can use some of these risks and use them for each third party. So you can have more than the 15. You can just repeat some of them down and reuse them for each third party. So then you're looking at certain risks for certain third parties. Okay. So that's the risk side of it. So it's fairly straightforward. And then it goes into your, so what is quite useful is that it comes into your overarching risk register. So you can have it in your general risk register, so your normal one, your overarching one, but you can also report on it separately as well if you need to. And then you can see, yeah, so you can see that. So if anybody wants those risks, you can let us know through the help desk and we'll get those in for you as well. And then you can link them up to your third parties and then report on them later, as I'm going to show you in a second. Okay, so I don't see any questions so far, which is great. So I'm just going to pop into third parties again. So back into my third parties list. And just one thing I wanted to show you here as well before I move on is the third party custom fields here. Okay, so some of you might be aware that generally the system admin so us, or if you have a system admin in your own organization, that they would be in charge of naming the custom fields. Okay, but in this particular case, you guys are able to name your third-party custom fields. So you can see they're all listed down here. So these ones are all named, and you can see this down to 27 here as well. Okay, and you can see where they sit within the third-party form as well. And then if some of them are drop-downs, we can add those for you, or again, your system admin can do that as well if you need them added. Okay, I'm just going to pop back into my list here. And I'm going to go into my third party, so you can see some of them are already listed there as well. And I'm actually just going to go into the monitoring questions section, okay? So you can see here that there's actually already 13 monitoring questions assigned. So I'm just going to click into that here. And you can see that there are 4 of these. Now the 13, you might be asking, where is the 13 coming from? It's actually all of your monitoring questions linked. So all 13 of these, whether they've been answered or not answered, like here. Okay, one just little trick before I carry on with these is that you can see that there's a badge here for each of these monitoring questions. So that just means that there is a document attached to these monitoring questions. And if I just tick the box of these 2 and I click zip, it actually downloads these documents onto your computer. So zips them down into one file. Okay, so it just works. Now, obviously, it doesn't make sense here because I've only got 2 documents. But if you were to have loads and loads of documents in each of these, so if it was a policy review document, so you would link the document onto the question, then you could zip loads of them down in together, and then you can open them up together. Okay, and it's actually fairly straightforward in that sense. Also, I can click a show all. So this is actually a new feature, and it's only such a small feature, but it makes everyone's lives a little bit easier. But it's the tick all, I guess, feature. What you can do here is that you can actually review these all in the one go as well, okay? And what I mean by reviewed is that if you were to send these questions out to your third party, okay, and they answer them, what are you going to do with these answers? You can report on them, but you can also probably need to review them as well. Okay, so what you can do here is tick the boxes as I've done just here, or you can tick only 1 or 2 and click reviewed here. And it just means that it stamps with saying some are already reviewed. Yeah, I'm going to update these ones here. And it's going to stamp them with a yes, as you can see here in this column. And it's going to stamp them with my name, so what I'm logged in as, and then the date of today as well. So it just means that somebody has looked at these questions as well once they've been answered. Okay, so that's the monitoring questions. We've got a set of due diligence monitoring questions coming down the line for third parties as well. So let us know if you're interested in those. And then what I might just show you here as well is that when you're block assigning, so when you're assigning your questions, so if you're aware of the monitoring module, I'm sure we'll be doing a webinar on it soon enough. If you block assign your monitoring questions, so you're setting them up. So we'll say we're going to use this one down here, and I'm going to assign it out to Jerry. Lovely. Just going to assign it out to Jerry here. And what I'm going to do is just pop down here and pretend like I'm adding a monitoring question. So it's just still loading for me. Lovely. So then what I can do here is actually link it to my third party. That's all I wanted to show you on this screen. Okay. So what you can do here is you can just link your third party, choose from your list, and then these will automatically always appear on your reports then as well. So the ones that I'll show you in a moment. Okay, and then just click assign, and you've got your monitoring questions assigned out to Jerry, and it's going to be based off your third party. Okay, I think I've just got a question in here. Can everyone else see my shared screen? Sorry, guys. I just have someone coming in as say they can't see my shared screen. Is anyone else in the same position? Seems to be sharing. Okay. Can you see it?
I can see that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I think we're good. So what you should be all seeing the assigned monitoring questions section, and that's what I'm popping on through. So I'll just carry on if that's okay. Okay, so next I'm just gonna, so that's the monitoring questions. I've got my Q&A here. Can see it all fine. Lovely. Thanks for the confirmation, guys. I appreciate it. Lovely stuff. So what I just wanted to pop on through then as well was the processes. Okay. So if I just click in here, and you can see your processes. Now, I've got a bit of news for this one, okay? So in about 6 weeks' time, there's going to be a brand new processes module, okay? So it'll actually be something separate out here on the left-hand side of the main menu. And the idea for that one is that it's going to give you the chance to capture your details of each of your key business services, okay? You'll be able to link it to third parties, to your risks, your monitorings, and then you'll be able to map your processes of dependencies, okay? So anyone who is doing a service for you, I guess, and you can map these processes through that as well. And if anyone's interested in it, or if you are doing this currently, you might have some ideas. I know that everyone's going to give out to me for saying that, but we can kind of help you out with that one and maybe have a look at it and have a chat through it. So it's still in development, about 6 weeks' time, I'm being told, and then we'll get that module. But for today, it's actually just a drop down, okay? But it's still useful. You can still report on it, as we're going to see in a second as well. And what you can see here is you've got your list of processes that are already linked here to this particular third party. What you can do here to link it is to click to select process. And then you've got your, if I go cleaning, for example, and then I just click add here and it's linked to my process. Okay, so this process is now linked to my third party. Where this list comes from is actually just the configuration background of it. So when we're setting up the system, we can put these in for you, and then you'll be able to just link them back to your processes straight away. Okay, so, and if you ever want to edit that list as well, we can do it for you, or again, your system admin can do it for you as well. Okay, and then just to delete one as well, I'll just show you that quickly. If you just tick the box here and click delete, that's how you get rid of it. You're not deleting the process, you're just deleting it from this particular third party. Okay, so that's processes. So the main thing is that there will be a fully blown module coming out for processes, and you'll be able to link your third parties to that straight away as well. And then if you want to hear more about it, or if you have any ideas for it, you can let us know to the help desk as well. Yeah, so that's how you go. So we're going to see that in a report in a second as well. So the last thing I'm going to show you, and then we'll move on to the reports, because obviously we've done all this work, so we want to report on it. If I just click fourth parties here, this is very, very similar to the third party screen. It's just a lot less information because you might not need all of that information with the fourth party. So you can see here there's already one been added. So all of the drop downs are pretty much the same. It's just not all 27 custom fields are in here as well. Okay, so you can see that there, and it's very straightforward. You can then link your risks, your tasks, and your processes and your documents in there as well. So it should just make the whole circle a little bit fuller as well. Okay. So that's my fourth party. Just what I'm going to quickly show you, and then we'll probably move on to questions. The session I know is scheduled for an hour, but it doesn't really take that long to run through a module like this. But we'll pop into some questions then as well. What I'm just going to go through is the reports. So first of all, the only report that's available off the third parties without it being a custom report is actually the export button here. Okay, so that just exports what's on the screen, plus a couple of other columns, but it doesn't get all of the columns in there at all. So what we will choose to do is go into custom reports. Okay, now if you're aware of the system, which most of you probably are quite well, the custom reports are ones that we build for you, but I'm going to show you some that are pre-built specifically for this third party, and then we're going to pop in and talk about them and how you get them through the help desk as well. So I'm just going to pop into my reports. I've got a couple pre-made, as I mentioned. So I've got 2497. So this one is actually a third parties 4-in-1, like a bit like a curry. I love the name of it. But if you tick the box here and click view, we're going to just see this particular third party report. So this one's got 4-in-1, as I mentioned. We'll just let it load here for a second. So the first section is the summary. So very basically, you guys decide if you want to as well which columns go into each particular report or section of the report as well. So you can see here all of the columns. So just the summary of particular third parties, and you can see the one that I've been working on is here at the top. So you've got your basic information. Okay. So that's the second page. And then the second section is the processes and third parties. So we were just looking at that a second ago. So you can see your business unit, your processes, your third party type, your third party name, criticality, and data processor. Okay, so this is coming from the third party itself, and then from the processes section, and then as well from your, so this business unit would be your context as well. So most of you will have just the one, so that's perfect. Okay, and then the third section then is actually going to be the risks. So this one, again, we've got the RAG rating here. So dependent on what your RAG rating is, we can do that for you as well. And you can see this is my third party, and you can see all of the risks that are linked to this particular one here. You can see the risk owner and then the day it was last assessed as well. Okay, so the last reviewed section there as well. Okay, and I'm just going to pop on through, and then our last one here is actually the monitoring and due diligence questionnaire. Okay, so I mentioned these ones and I showed them to you as well. If I just go on through and look for my particular context there, so the IT service provider, you can actually see it there. Lovely. So there's loads of monitoring questions listed out. You can do this by third party as well. So we can do reports like that you want to see all these sections by third party. And then you can see here, you've got your question, your comments, your answers, and then the data was answered as well. So you can see those. We could even pop in a column that has whether it's been reviewed or not as well. Okay. So that's this report. It's the 4-in-1. This report is obviously already pre-made, as you can see here. So what we can do is actually just send it out to your account if you'd like to have it. So you can let us know through the help desk again. And then the other one I'm just going to show you, the very last thing I'm going to show you is 2541. And this one is actually the CBI full custom report here. Okay, so if I just tick the box and click view. This one is based off the CBI requirements, as I mentioned earlier, and it's got it's because of all of the form of the third parties are also related to the CBI. So here you go. So it's quite a lengthy report, and it goes over all the way to the right. So you can see all of these drop downs. These are all the titles, and these are the numbers coming from the CBI requirements. So there's just little things that they are particular about. So if it's a yes, they only want a Y, for example. And basically, yeah, so they've got the everything that they need to see there. So for those of you that have to report and export these out into the CBI, then you can just take this and run with it. And you don't have to populate it because you're populating it when you're populating the system. Okay, so you only have to do it once, really. Okay, and all of these reports, you can just export them out by clicking this little button. So into all of these formats here, and then you're good to go. Okay, so I believe that's everything I wanted to pop on through. Just going to pop back into my slides for a second. And the next steps from here really are these questions. So try answer these if you can. So do you have a third parties module? Do you have it today? Do you want it? Do you know if you're using it correctly? Do you currently record your third party information? So some of you might already have them in an Excel spreadsheet and you want to import them. It's a very simple job for us to import them in. So if you want to do that, we can do that with you as well. We can just map all of the fields and the custom fields. And then, like I said, the reports are available as custom fields. Okay, so if you do want to, or custom reports, sorry, so you can just ask us and we'll pop them in for you, and then we can look at configuring them then if we need to. Okay, so I'm just hitting 11 o'clock there, so it was quite a quick one. But does anybody have any questions? Just pop them into the chat there, and I will try and answer them for you. We'll be running another one. So another one of these webinars on October 25th, and that's going to be on managing your meetings. Okay, so it's going to be the same idea. And yeah, so that's great. Anybody have any questions? Will procedure manuals be provided? They should be. So for the third parties, is it to how to use the third parties? There already are ones in the system. And those ones they're being updated actually at the moment. So all of the drop downs and everything will be within those. Okay, anybody else? Let me just have a look here. Can you advise if we need to add populate categories, etc., within a module? It would just be the outsourcing one that we spoke about today, maybe. So that one would be a brand new category with about 17 to 19 risks to download. I'm not entirely sure what that question is, but if it is that particular one on the outsourcing, then we can download them for you or show you how to download them as well. We would have sent out release notes on those ones a while ago as well. Can we? Yeah, I think that's okay. Guys, yeah, anybody else have any questions? I'll just give it another minute if anybody's typing in there, and then we might cut this short if that's all right. I've kind of gone through everything, I think. And if you guys have any more questions on any of this, you can just pop it into the help desk or even email myself there on the screen. Okay, great. I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. I don't see any more questions popping in. It's lovely to talk to you. So yeah, again, if you have any questions or if you want anything that I spoke about today, just let me know into the help desk or email myself. And then our next webinar, like I said, just bear that in mind, is on managing your meetings on the 25th of October. That's just under a month there as well. Okay, you can find out all of our events on our LinkedIn, our Twitter, or even on our website as well, cadcurriculum.ie. Okay. Great. Thanks, guys.